Hello, and welcome back to Dementia Difficulties. Today we will cover home modifications that you can implement in order to make your home safer, simpler, and more enjoyable for you and your loved one with dementia. Our goal with home modification is to adapt the home in a way to reduce injury, increase orientation, and help your loved one achieve a better quality of life. We want our loved one to be able to stay in their homes for as long as possible, and with modifications to your home, this goal becomes much more achievable. We will give some general tips for the home and then cover room by room some things you can implement in order to create a dementia friendly environment. There are some things that no matter the room stay consistent in dementia care and modifying your home. The following general tips are good guidelines for the entire house. First, keeping the house and the surroundings recognizable will help keep your loved one able to navigate for as long as possible. This is especially true if your loved one has lived in the same house for a significant period of time. The house layout, habits in the home, and where things are become ingrained and can be retained for a long time even with dementia. We want to use this to our advantage in dementia care, keeping things as they were as long as they were safe, relatively the same. We want to remove clutter and unnecessary objects. While sounding counterintuitive to the last point about keeping things similar, this tip is talking about removing clutter that presents a fall risk, obstructs lines of sight, and gets in the way. For example, having a lot of clutter on the floor presents a large fall risk to someone with dementia, as they are often forgetful or unaware to check for objects in their path and may have difficulty perceiving clutter, especially in a dim environment. Have clear lines of sight into rooms. This ensures that your person does not get lost and serves as a visual cue to complete tasks. A clear line of sight to the bathroom, for instance, can serve as a reminder to use it. Use labels, pictures, and signs to cue and orient. Throughout the presentation, a common sign is to use labels. From TV remotes to kitchen drawers, there is a laundry list of things that you can label. If it is something that is safe and that your loved one may use or needs, consider printing or creating a label for it. There is also pre-printed labels and pictures for common items specifically for dementia care available online. Address fall risk and wandering. Bright lighting is crucial. Visual deficits and difficulty with visual perception are common in dementia. So, for home modifications, we're going to start at the entryway and front door. Our goal at the entryway is to prevent wandering, make transitions easy, and increase safety. The following modifications can be done to help accomplish this goal. Motion sensor lighting. Motion sensor lighting can help visual deficits and act as an alert if your loved one gets close to the door. They may simply forget to turn on a light or be unaware to do so, so it can be extremely beneficial for it to automatically happen for them. Visual cues. This includes the signs and pictures previously mentioned in the general tips. Labeling the front door can be helpful. Door alarms. An alarm to alert you of a potential wandering emergency is important if your loved one is a flight risk. Making sure that the local fire department, police, and neighbors are aware that you have a loved one with dementia at home can be helpful, just in case wandering occurs. Camouflage doors, painted exit to deter wandering. If your loved one is at risk to leave the home and wander off, it can be helpful to paint the inside of the door the same color as the wall. This way it blends in and can help deter them from wandering off. For the living room, our goal is to reduce fall risk, increase relaxation, and provide a room for engagement and enrichment. Consider the following to help accomplish this. Remove clutter. As previously stated, it can help reduce the risk of falls and help streamline the home. Avoid glass tops. These can be hard to see and can cause injury to your loved one, so avoid them if you can. Use contrasting colors. Use this for furniture or flooring to help with depth perception if your loved one has difficulty with their visual perceptive field. Label remotes. With so many electronic devices in the home, it can be confusing to find the correct remote or control. Once again, labeling can help your loved one find the right item that they are looking for. In the kitchen, our goal is to maximize your loved one's independence while keeping them as safe as possible. The following should be considered for your kitchen. Lock away dangerous kitchen products. Things such as brightly colored cleaner that your loved one may drink, alcohol, or sharp utensils such as knives should be locked away and inaccessible to your loved one. Use auto shut-off devices. If your loved one has a habit of accidentally leaving the stove on, this can help prevent a fire. Use bright dishes, red. As we talked about in a previous episode regarding eating, having brightly colored eating utensils, especially red, can help your loved one with visual deficits perceive the food on their plate. This can increase the amount of food they are eating if they struggle with reaching a desirable daily caloric intake. Label cabinets and drawers with pictures. As we have established, labeling everything can really help your loved one find what they need and want to use. For later stages, using pictures is ideal if they are struggling to read or understand written language. Remove clutter. Ideally, everything in the kitchen should be clean, easy to find, and labeled. For a caregiver already doing so much, this can be difficult, especially if your loved one cannot remember to put things back in its proper place. So, just some declutter can be a big help, even if you do just a little bit at a time. Our goal in the bedroom is to provide a good night's sleep, support dressing, and provide a safe and comfortable environment. The following modifications should be considered. Use a night light or motion sensor lighting. If your loved one needs to get up at night to use the bathroom, a motion sensor light or a night light can help them successfully navigate to the bathroom. This reduces the risk of falls and makes it much easier on your loved one to find the place that they need to get to. Minimal decorations and soft lighting. Too many decorations can feel overwhelming to somebody with dementia. Soft lighting can help produce a very calming effect in the bedroom. Clothing, organizers, and labels. Once again, labeling clothing, drawers, and other objects can help your loved one be as independent as possible and find exactly what they're looking for. In addition, it provides a visual cue. Low bed height. A low bed is much easier to get into, and out of. Also, if your loved one happens to fall, it is much better to fall from a shorter distance than it is a long one. Use familiar bedding and objects. This helps increase the feeling of comfort if they've had a favorite bedspread or a favorite setup for 20 years of living in the same home. Keeping everything similar can increase their feeling of safety, and it also makes navigation easier as those habits, routines, and rituals that they've built up over the years tend to stay the longest with dementia. For the bathroom, our goal is to prevent falls, increase independence, and maintain hygiene practices. Consider the following for bathroom modifications. Grab bars next to the toilet and the shower. Grab bars help reduce the risk of falls and make it easier to get up and down. Non-slip mats and flooring. This helps reduce fall risk through providing traction on the floor. A shower mat can also help as well. Raised toilet seats. If your loved one has difficulty getting on and off a low toilet, raising it can make it much easier for them. Many times, someone with dementia will have comorbidities involving the musculoskeletal system, so a raised toilet seat can be very beneficial in making this as easy as possible. Shower chair. Increases bathing safety by reducing fall risk and can help in the act of transferring your loved one into the tub. It can be something that they sit on while they raise their leg over one at a time to get into the bathtub if you don't have a walk-in shower. Contrasting toilet seat. Helps your loved one recognize the toilet and makes it much easier to not miss. Cover mirrors. Your Your loved one may become distressed, especially in the later stages, by seeing themselves in the mirror, as they may not recognize themselves. They could possibly think it is another person, and while sometimes this is positive, oftentimes this is very scary for them. Make sure to cover the mirrors if this is an issue for your loved one. Our goal for hallways and stairs is to be able to navigate easily and safely. Consider the following modifications. Install handrails in the hallways. Make sure there are handrails on both sides of the hallways and stairs. Use bright lighting. If your loved one has visual deficits, use bright lighting to help them navigate easily down the hallway and successfully navigate the stairs. Remove obstacles or furniture. Any obstacle or furniture in the way should be removed. Throw rugs, especially, are a trip hazard and should be removed from the home. Mark stairs with edge strips. Edge strips can help your loved one perceive the stairs and realize depth perception. Consistent flooring. This prevents perceived cliffs and height changes from color. Now we're going to talk about two things consistently mentioned throughout the presentation regarding each room in the home. Handrails and grab bars can be beneficial throughout the house, not in just one room. In hallways, at the side of staircases, at the entryway, besides toilets, and in the shower. They are beneficial in decreasing falls, increasing confidence, and supporting independence of your loved one. Typically, a grab bar costs $20 to $50, and installation ranges from $100 to $300, but these costs can be covered by Medicaid or a VA program. In addition, sometimes local home modification businesses will help install these grab bars for free or at a steep discount, so Google what your city has available. Lighting has been mentioned throughout this presentation. Dementia can have a significant impact on eyesight, in addition to normal age-related changes to the eyes. In order to reduce this change, it is advisable to get bright bulbs for the areas where activity is common. Soft white bulbs are good for areas designed to be calmer, such as the bedroom. For instance, a smart lighting system, cost-wise, ranges from $50 to $200. In conclusion, ideally, we want our loved one to stay comfortable in their home for as long as possible. Using the modifications throughout this presentation and using local resources can help accomplish this goal. For more information, visit AARP's Practical Room by Room Guide located on the reference page. The quote for the presentation is "Treasure the sparkle even if the stars fade." I hope you all can think of one or a few bright moments you enjoyed today. Thank you so much for listening to this presentation. On the next slide is a link of the references used in the video. I hope you all have a great day, and thank you for listening.